How's it going, guys? Will here. Today, I thought we'd just have a pretty chill video, seeing as the Apple event is coming up. It's always super hectic. There's going to be a lot of content that I'm going to need to make. So yeah, I wanted to make this video to post the day before just so I could get ready. It's also not too helpful that the day before the Apple event, I'm actually having my second set of cryosurgery. Hopefully that's not going to be too bad. I still do want to make some stuff covering the Apple event. I am currently walking my dog. I want to get this done quickly because back at home I have a parcel that contains an item of tech that I've wanted for about 5 years. I love walking in this weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, just perfect. I love this time of year. All right, so in this box is the item. Well, it was. I already opened it yesterday, in fact. So this is a Helios 44M4. I think this is like 60 years old. I got it for 29 Great British quids on eBay. And to truly appreciate this, I think we gotta have a bit of a story. So when I was first seriously getting into filmmaking back in 2015, one of my friends had one of these. And this was the first non-kit lens that I'd ever got to have a go with myself. I remember just being blown away by like the background blur and the focus pulling. It was really cool and it made me appreciate filmmaking just that much more. Yeah, honestly, since that day, I've wanted one ever since. However, a big craze happened a couple of years ago and everybody else found out about these, so they were pretty expensive for a pretty long time. However, the other day I was watching a video on one of those Pro Mist filters, and for some reason I just suddenly remembered about this lens, so I went and checked eBay, and what do you know? I found one for a good price. So I want to talk about why this lens is so special, but first of all, let's take a look at some footage. Alright, so that was fun. If you know anything about vintage lenses, then first of all, you may already recognize this. If not, as this is a vintage lens, it has no electronics. Ooh. As this is a vintage lens, it has no electronics. In fact, the way you control the aperture is you sort of have this. Let's try to frame this up. It's kind of cool. This lens does stop all the way down to f2, so you can get a nice bit of bokeh, especially on a full frame camera like this EOS R. In fact, I just used this lens to shoot the last video, the top 5 travel tech video that you can check out up there. Gotta say, using this thing to shoot B-roll, so much fun. In fact, I did end up getting a little bit carried away with it and shot the A-roll on it too. Honestly though, for my talking heads videos in the future, I might do that regardless. I really like the look it gives. If you look at the background blur, because of the way this lens is designed, it almost has like a radial blur effect, which I personally really like. In fact, I used to fake this using just standard lenses and effects in post-production, but it's always better to create that effect organically. So yeah, I really like this. Another pro of this lens is because it's fully manual, it doesn't actually take up any battery power of the camera, which is pretty useful, especially on long shoot days. I shot the entire last video that I did on one battery. And yeah, I like to think that this lens helped a bit. Okay, so now we're getting to the cons of buying a lens like this. So obviously there is no autofocus, seeing as it's a fully manual lens. You gotta do all the focus yourself. And to make this even harder, it has got a really long focus throw. Now this is of course good if you wanna be super precise. It's also really smooth, but of course this does mean no autofocus, no auto mode on your camera, although I don't really use that anyway, but still. And this is a prime lens, meaning it's got a fixed focal length of 58mm, which is a little bit tight, so if you want to use it in a situation like this, like I did on the previous video, I literally had my camera all the way across the room, so checking focus was a little bit tough. Now, of course, there are workarounds for this. Me personally, I use my iPad as a wireless monitor. However, it is definitely less convenient than using a modern lens. That said, I personally think it's worth it. I'm a really big fan of the look these vintage lenses have. I personally really like that sharp look in the middle with the distortion around the edges, and for that, this lens does really well. I honestly think buying a lens is about finding out what you want. So if you want a really organic image with nice looking colors, then a lens like this Helios might be perfect for you. However, if you want something a little bit more convenient, say you want autofocus or like auto exposure, then a more modern lens is probably the better option. Like this nice ultra-wide Canon lens I have here. See, I would never do anything like this with a lens like this. That would be crazy. But for things like B-roll or situations where I don't mind setting my focus, I really like this lens, and I'm so glad that I finally managed to get my hands on one. I'm breaking my own rule, guys. I couldn't help it. I just had to take a look at the iPhone 12 leaks. So this year, it looks like there's going to be 4 models. There's going to be an iPhone 12 mini, an iPhone 12, an iPhone 12 Pro, and an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Gotta say, not really sure what to think about that. Me personally, I'm probably going to get the standard iPhone 12 or the iPhone 12 Pro. I don't really like Pro Max phones. I just find they're a little bit too big, as some of you may know. But I am also super interested in that iPhone 12 mini phone. Just saying now, if it comes with all of the same features as the iPhone 12, I will 100% buy that one. I think that one looks super cool. If you're planning on getting one of these phones, let me know which one. Alright, so elaborating on what I said earlier, what do you guys think that there are now effectively 4 models of the iPhone? I mean, when Steve Jobs announced the iPhone, it was supposed to be this one perfect phone. And so do you think the new iPhones kind of go against that? I personally kind of think they do, but I also don't think a one-size-fits-all smartphone is possible in 2020. Realistically, everybody has their own needs. It's not 2007 anymore. And because of the advancements on the Android side of things, Apple do need to have multiple phones in order to stay competitive. So yeah, I do kind of think it goes against what the iPhone initially was. However, times changed and I kind of think this is necessary nowadays. Also, while we're on the topic of Apple products, my iPad Pro has stopped working again. This is like the 3rd time this has happened now. For those of you who aren't aware, my 9.7-inch iPad Pro 2016 model, for some reason, just stopped recognizing charging cables. It's fixed itself twice at this point. Hopefully it will fix itself again, but I just don't know what's going on with it. It's like 1 minute it's fine and it will recognize cables. If any of you guys got any solutions to this, please let me know. Alright, so I have just finished editing almost everything. Gotta say, after I took a look at the footage with this thing, very glad I got it. It's the evening. I usually don't vlog in the evening. I often shoot my videos in the evening because this big window here casts light on this background. And so when I use my LED panel, that kind of gets washed out by the sunlight. But most of the time I'm vlogging during the day, so this is a new one. I'm not really sure how to end this video, to be completely honest. We could do some headspace. That's what I did after finishing this edit.
Sometimes it can be simply we're not used to sitting still this long, and so...
Alright guys, so I think I'm going to end this video here. It's been a lot of fun today. We've tested a new lens, we've talked about the new iPhones, we've seen my broken iPad. That was less fun, but all in all, good chill vlog. Thanks for making it to the end. Right, so I'm off to prepare for this iPhone release. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.